message. For me, and this is just a personal thing, the most effective first point of contact is a simple email. And I'll give you an insight into the second of those rules that I mentioned from journalism. Okay, so this is fundamentally, and I'm sure some of you have heard it before, a journalist's bread and butter. Who, what, why, when, where, and sometimes how. Okay? So if you're stuck on how to begin your press release, try one of two things. Sit down and attempt to answer that who, what, why, when, and where in one sentence, or imagine what you would say if you had to tell a friend the news. As an example, imagine you have had something big happen in your business and you ring a friend and you say, guess what, my company's just won a contract to supply the US Army with those night vision goggles that we spent 15 years developing. There's your intro. So just try and remember those tips, and that's a really good starting point. And the rest of it should flow from there. The language that you use is also really important, of course, like everything that we do. Make sure it's grammatically accurate, correct, direct, inclusive, accessible, clear, concise, and in the active voice. So don't write, in 2010, the business was founded by Alan Joyce. Right, Alan Joyce started the business in 2010. So just simple and direct. Sorry if this is sounding a bit like a grammar lesson, but I'm a little bit of a stickler. So always just use simple words and short sentences. If it reads back, read your work back. If it reads back like a piece of legislation or a government document or a council, a council letter, throw it out, start again. Leave your thesaurus on the shelf and write for a reading age of 11. That's the sad fact, but the reading age of newspapers today is 11 years old. Things like capitalising words in the middle of a sentence, or using exclamation marks, or people use so many more words than is necessary because they think it makes them sound smarter. All of these things are major terms, and I must tell you, when dealing with contributed media releases, one of the most common things I do is highlighting great chunks of text and just deleting them. They don't need to be there, okay? Yeah, be economical with your word use and just deal in facts, you know? It's really simple. So I'll have a quick go on the whiteboard, if you can read my terrible writing. And I'll give you an example of what I was just talking about, of something that I do about 10 times a day. So this is an example of just one line, and if you receive this line, imagine what the rest of the press release was like, of a press release that I received just recently. So I won't name the company. So I'm sorry if you can't read that. I should have been a doctor, honestly. Company A has submitted to the ACCC inquiry that it supports an expedient and coordinated Visa and MasterCard PIN mandate implementation. I sound like a robot, don't I? So I got my delete key in action, shift delete. Company A told the ACCC inquiry it supports the PIN system. Like, we've just halved it and slashed it and burned, you know? So that's one example of many that I have to deal with every day. So I hope that sends a bit of a message at how, and this is so much easier to understand also. So on so many levels this is better than the top example. It doesn't mean clinical or boring. If it matches your culture, your brand, or management philosophy, lighten up the tone and use friendlier wording. So have a bit of fun with words if you want to. Play with words, be funny, have fun. And you can break up the text also with little subheadings and almost write like we've become accustomed to read online. You would have seen, I don't know what you consume online, but there's little bite-sized chunks. So package up a mini release like that. It's all about making it user-friendly, basically.
Rebecca, human nature kind of suggests that if I've got a great story and I can put it into 12 words, and you say, that's good, no one will ever find the paper, so I need to write a lot of words so it looks like. Do you get that kind of issue? Or do I give you 12 words and then you write that into a big story?
Yeah, I was going to come to that towards the end. So the majority of press releases I receive I use as a bit of a background for a story that I will go ahead and write. But don't let that deter you. Write to be usable straight away, right to be copy and pasted and put in the paper, because there are also those moments where due to resources or time or a last minute spot on the page that I need to fill and I don't have time to research a story or do an interview, that those really well written media releases help me out. So yeah, absolutely.
How many would you receive a day? Just out of curiosity.
Gosh, I'm just trying to think. Wow, including, well, all the...
I mean the ones that don't stay on the screen very long.
Yeah. Oh, I should have done a count.
Could it be like 10 or
No,
100?
80 to 100,
Oh,
probably. Yeah, honestly. Because I sign up for, if you're a real glutton for punishment, you can go into the parliamentary media list and you can sign up for automatic media releases from various ministers. So you can tick which minister. So I do the small business minister and those sort of guys. So I get them pretty constantly, and I'd say that.
How many interesting media releases?
Look, maybe about 10% of those would be, A lot of them just wash over, a lot of them aren't relevant, and I just delete them straight away. But maybe that's a bit hard, 10 to 20%, for sure. But you now know what I'm looking for, those
And there's the Innovation Centre